Here we are.
Here we are again. Yeah, I think we did a transformation from last week.
We have transformed. Yeah, I mean, I had such fun last week. I guess, well, sometimes I think of myself like I'm kind of not great with video, like I don't really know how to edit, or I've been trained in an editing software called Final Cut Pro that like no longer works on my computer because of stuff. But I was really inspired by and felt excited by the way that we just threw videos up next to
Yeah.
each other last time. It's almost like when you figure out that there's a tool to do something easier than doing it all the way.
Mm. Yeah, it is actually. It's a nice format we developed. Like it's also so easy to do it via Zoom, like only with the screen sharing thing, and it's like a nice way to present videos
Yeah,
next to each
totally.
other. Yeah,
Like it
like
feels like yeah, I think you're right too, that also it does feel that way because precisely because we're meeting on Zoom.
mm,
Like we
mm,
could certainly be like meeting in the same place and like with our computers, like that's how usually it happens, right? Like a
yes,
studio visit, someone
yeah,
comes to your studio and you're like,
yeah.
oh, let me show you this thing on the computer. Like I feel like what we're doing is really inspiring me to think creatively and differently about the medium of like Zoom even.
Mm,
I mean, we sort of like we actually did a thing this week where we looked at a bunch of different videos that we made for each other,
yeah.
and then we edited. We like chose a selection to be together.
Mm,
But yeah, I was experimenting with this sort of like, well, I'm quite curious about it actually, because it
mm,
it means that you can kind of like very quickly and easily capture video of yourself and then throw it up as your background and then start to interact with yourself.
that's amazing.
I mean, it's something that we could do too, which also would sort of approximate being with each other's bodies. Like
Yeah.
we can exchange video stuff and then like perform or move with each other.
Yes, we should try that.
Right?
Yes.
Like this is a good process for us. I really Barbara, I really enjoy working like this with you. It's super fun.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Kris. Me
Yeah.
too.
I know. Funny about that though, right? Like it does seem like each of these steps that we take with each other sort of leads to the next thing. And it is funny that like turning the recording on sort of whether or not that's the magic moment when it happens, I
Yeah.
guess it remains to be seen. We'll see if it continues that way. But that
Mm,
is how we got onto the initial prompt, right? We recorded and we were chatting and we were like, okay, the next thing that we're going to do is repetitive domestic tasks. And that was our sort of first kind of video collage experiment. And then when we got into that, we sort of identified the things within it that felt like overlaps that started to feel
mhm,
exciting.
mhm.
So our prompts for this week were pink
Yes.
circle.
Pink circles and trying to find something with the body movement,
Yeah,
like
body movement.
trying to find those two topics in body movement.
Yeah, so today we prepared little things in the in between, and we have another little video sketch to look at too. Shall we
Hmm.
look at that now?
Yes,
Yeah,
let's do it.
seems like time, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, and also I like it that it works because I also did a few small videos, but I connected them into one before,
Yeah.
and I think it works. It works somehow quite well with your short videos.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would feel a little different actually if your video like I like that you strung them together on one sort of timeline. I agree. It changes the pace. Like it gives us something to discover over time. Yeah, you end up seeing cycles, like the whole thing can repeat, but it's not necessarily timed to itself. I mean, this is another interesting thing. Like earlier, there are these moments that I feel like, ooh, that's super strong, where all of the things, like this moment where all of the things are concealed in my mouth. But there was a moment when we were watching this earlier where you were also under. So it's accidental and experimental in terms of its timing. I imagine if we let it go this way, it would continue looping because they're not timed to one another. That's sort of exciting because then it means every single sort of circle or cycle, there's a different combination because they're in different slightly different places. Yeah, I mean, I love the different scale and cropping too. We sort of talked about that being one of the strengths. It's almost something that I was trying to get myself to do, is to shoot from further away. You know, like I really appreciate that we have like a larger view of your body in motion, and then these cropped in moments of like even the button pushing is so like on the top left hand corner. It's just so like it's so focused and so just one action.
But it's like, as I said before, it's getting like really, really powerful. And that's also like the, I don't know, the dynamics of the two of your, which are like really strong and like really, and mine are more like quiet and like, I don't know, somehow with at least with the movements.
Yeah, this for me is a particularly strong moment. Well, and just like last time, we've discovered a whole other slew of things that that seem to be overlap that are coming together. So like just those simple like the simple prompts that we've given to ourselves: pink circle body movement. I feel like it's really fun to let myself play with that and discover, but I feel like I look at the things that I've shot differently when we put them together. Like actually new meaning is being made because the proximity, putting the videos next to each other.
Yeah, and I also like the idea what we talked about before, like the transformation process or topic, and also the topic of hiding or sheltering. So many layers.
Yeah, and I find it really well, and you know, in the first place, it's like we're creating a relationship, you and I. But yeah, I love that there were things for each of us. For me, you know, sort of a feeling of discomfort in the body that was like pain, a little pain. And finding through these exercises that this sort of like, I was thinking about what happened, you know, like it's not usually communicated what's happening on the inside of your body. I could be in pain right now, but if I don't tell you, you might not be able to see it, or know. But that's it might be metaphoric. Like we might be communicating something about that hidden, that underneath the surface or inside the body, and then inside the cover. Oh yeah, and also just these moments where you're fully covered, for me, are really transformative as well. Like I lose track of your body and it becomes something different.
Yeah, and like in your mouth, in your videos, there is also the transformation, and it's like visible from outside, no?
Yeah, and a little bit like you under the cover. It's sort of like you can see that there's something under there and there's motion, but then not quite sure what it is, or it becomes something different or new.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Cool.
Really good.
Yeah.
And it sounds like next week. Oh, shall I come back to you? Should we look at each other?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Yeah, I feel like next week, what would you like to do? There's maybe something about like interacting with the virtual background. Do you want to try some
Yes. Yeah, let's try
experiments?
it. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
try this. Let's try that.
Okay.
So how we gonna do that? Like, should we, I don't know, should we do it, every one of us prepares a video which the other one can use as virtual background and we try it out next week when we meet? Or should we, like, I don't know.
Well, in the first place, one of the things that we could do is like the videos that we've made so far. I think you've
Yeah.
sent me all of yours to do these
Yeah.
experiments.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
could send you the ones that I've created too. You could
Yes.
have those as the sort of raw material in
Mm-hmm.
those.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Let's do that maybe. Yeah.
yeah, you want to do that? And then we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I guess because we already created that content, let's see what happens when we start to yeah, because I think we're edging in on something different.
Mm.
Like right now we're using proximity to sort of create something where we're bringing our bodies together in these sort of like digital video compositions.
Yes.
And I'm curious what the difference would be if I am taking you into my environment and then like
Mm.
interacting.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Sounds like
Yeah.
a good plan.
All right, good. Marching orders.
Cool. Nice.
Until next week.